Hello and welcome to Blossom Sandwich Sews. My name is Yvette and today is another chatty vlog. I'm going to show you a few things that I have been gifted. I'm going to show you my current project that I'm working on. So I'm going to start with what I've been sent. So as you'll all know that I was famously on the Fabric Godmother catwalk recently with my mum, and I made us matching peony dresses. So this week I got back the professional photos that Ruby took whilst we were at the Stitch Festival. So I'm going to put some of those pictures in now and you can see them. Yeah, I think they've turned out really cute. There's one where we're holding the bolts of fabric, and there's one where I'm laughing because I think someone was like trying to buy the fabric and I'm just there like posing with it, and it was quite funny. And there, yeah, there's pictures of us on the catwalk as well. So yeah, that was really fun, and it's good to have some good pictures to remember that by as well. So then I received a surprise package from Fabric Godmother earlier in the week that I wasn't expecting. They didn't tell me that they were going to send me anything, but I've got this lovely goodie bag with loads of stuff in. So I'll show you what they sent me. So I've got a lovely postcard thanking me for being on the catwalk and making the dresses. So that's from Naomi, who organised all the catwalk, so that was really nice. And then they've sent me a few little bits, so I'll show you those. So there's a very lovely neon pink pencil that says Fabric Godmother, which kind of reminds me of those pencils that you used to get at school with your name on. But yeah, always need more stationery, and this one's nice and bright, so hopefully it won't get lost. And then, oops, let's see what else we've got in here. So we've got a little packet which has some star-shaped Pigeon Wishes buttons on. They're kind of like clear with flecks of greeny blue in. Let's see if I can show you some more of them. There we go. Terrible demo. Yeah, I'll put in a picture, but those are really cute, and I feel like I'll definitely have something that will go with those. So I've got 6 of those buttons, which is definitely enough for like a blouse or something like that. And then I've got some little labels as well. So there's like black ones and cream ones that say made in 2024, which is really nice as well. And they say Fabric Godmother on the back. So yeah, that's really good. Really cute stuff. Oh, there's also some bias binding that they sent me, which is this Lame Gold bias binding, which is very fancy. I don't know how much there is, but I don't want to unravel it because it's so neat. But it's single fold bias binding, so the edges are folded into the middle there. So that's really nice as well. I don't have a project in mind for that yet, but I'm sure there'll be something that will come in handy for. I was thinking it would make really nice piping, like if you put a string in the middle, that could be really cool detail for something. And then the piece de resistance, they sent me some more fabric. So this is amazing viscose. I think it's one of their Eco Vero viscose from their new collection. So I'll show you the details there. And they sent me 3 meters of this, which is incredible because it's quite thin, so I wasn't sure like how much there was, but yeah, it's 3 meters, which is great. That's a great amount to make anything with. But because it's pink, I feel like pink's not really my colour, so now I feel like I'm going to have to make another thing for my mum, so she'll be pleased about that. So I was thinking about what could I use this for, to make for her, and I've got this pattern which my mum actually chose when we went to Hobbycraft a while ago. So it's like a jumpsuit pattern with a little sort of flounce or ruffle across the top. So I could probably make this version A, which is what the model's wearing, I think. So it's sleeveless with long legs and like a drawstring waist. So I thought maybe I could make that for my mum for the summer with this fabric. What do you think? I'm pretty sure I've already traced this out in my mum's size and done some adjustments to it as well. So yeah, it would just be a case of, you know, cutting it out and actually doing it, which, as we all know, is the hard part in sewing. But yeah, I was really surprised to get that. and I was really grateful. So thank you, Fabric Godmother, for sending me some more lovely fabric. And yeah, it probably is going to be something for my mum, so she'll be excited. So that was my lovely little gift from Fabric Godmother. And now let me tell you about my project that I am currently working on. So my last video, if you watched that, I talked about a myosotis plan for the spring. But I said I probably won't do a plans video because I often change my mind about what I'm going to make and when I'm going to make it, and things will jump to the top of the queue. And then basically as soon as I finished that video, that's exactly what happened. So I'm now working on a different project. So I am currently working on this pattern. So this is one of my vintage patterns that I inherited from Doug's gran. So I have got a previous video where I go through some of the vintage patterns, but I think something weird happened to it. The quality's not great, but just to let you know that that does exist if you want to see more vintage patterns. So I am making this view with all of the ruffles. So I'll show you, I've actually got an existing like made up version of this pattern already. So even though this is a one size pattern, a size 16, and the sizing's quite small on vintage patterns, so according to the measurements, this shouldn't fit me, but it's designed to be a loose fitting blouse, as it says in its description. And I think often with the big four patterns anyway, there's quite a lot of ease. So that, plus being able to try on a version that's already been made, kind of gave me the reassurance to give this one a go. So this is a version that Doug's gran made in the 80s. So this is a 1980s pattern. I don't know the exact year. Don't know if it says on the pattern, but yeah, this is a 1980s pattern. And so this is a blouse that Doug's gran made for my mother-in-law in the 80s. And yeah, I love it. I would have worn it before quite a bit. I'll put in a picture of me wearing it so you can get a better idea of it. I really like the colours. I think it really suits me, and it looks good with my red Danny pants. But yeah, I haven't worn it recently because I just need to do a little bit of hand sewing on some bits of the collar because I don't want it to fall apart and then not be able to repair it. But yeah, I tried this on and it fits absolutely fine. So then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to give it a go with the pattern. So this is the fabric that I'm using, and you will recognise this if you are a subscriber to my channel and you've seen my recent vlogs. This is the fabric. So this is the Super Bloom fabric from Bornella Fabrics, which I bought at the Stitch Festival. So quick turnaround on this, not languishing in the stash. So this is the back, and then the ruffle comes all the way over the shoulders and then down into a V in the front. I feel like this side's turned out with quite a lot of orange on, and this side is less orange, but that's just sort of how it goes. So yeah, I've made pretty good progress. It's already kind of looking like a blouse. So what I need to do next is I need to put on the front placket. I need to gather the sleeves into the cuffs and do the collar. So yeah, it's getting there. Oh, I've also got a little label in there from Little Rosy Cheeks. So this is a Savage Not Average label because I thought that went really nicely with the green. And I do like putting the labels on the outside so that you can see them and then they're not bothering you on the back of your neck as well. So yeah, hopefully that will be done next time I talk to you. So I'll let you know how that goes. I've done a brief try on just like as I was going, and I've cut off 3.5 inches from the hem because I'm only 5'2", and so that is not an uncommon adjustment for me to make. But yeah, I've got quite good progress on that this week. So we'll see if I can get that finished soon, and hopefully I can get that finished for the Sew April Blouse Challenge, which is running at the moment. So that's hosted by, I think, Gabrielle from Cloth Edit and Ruan from the Yorkshire Sew Girl. So that will be exciting. And then in other news, I've been working on something new for Stash Hub, and we're launching it next week. So I'm not going to say anything about what that is now, but if you want to find out, keep an eye on the Stash Hub channels. And yeah, I'm also posting sort of little updates about this vintage blouse that I'm working on, with little bits about how I'm using Stash Hub along the process as well. So yeah, go and follow Stash Hub on Instagram as well if you're interested in that. I also show the buttons, which I don't have with me here, but I've got some really perfect Pigeon Wishes buttons that I'm going to use with this fabric. So yeah, go and check that out. But yeah, that's just a little brief update of what I've been working on. I'm also doing a knitting project, which I've been doing for months, and I was getting quite confident thinking, oh yeah, that'll be all done soon, and then a bunch of stitches just fell off the needle and have like pulled out, so that's a bit of a disaster now. Need to get that fixed. I'm hoping that I can get my mother-in-law, who like knows what they're doing, to have a look at it, because it's really hard to know which way to pull the stitches up and stuff. But yeah, that's sort of ongoing. Shall I show you my knitting project just so you know what I'm going on about? I'll be back in a second. So this is my knitting project that I'm on about. So it's called the Fuss Free Festival Shawl. I wouldn't say that it's been entirely fuss free for me because I'm not very good at knitting, but you can sort of see it's grown quite a lot. But yeah, I was hoping to kind of wrap this project up, but now I need to figure out what's going on with all these bits that, yeah, have fallen off. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the live threads or whatever it's called is back on the needle, so I think it's not, the whole thing's not going to fall apart, but I've just got some bits still that aren't quite right, so I need to figure that out. But the yarn is like a hand dyed yarn, so that gives it quite a cool effect, even though it's just plain knitting. But yeah, this is my current knitting adventure. I've done a little bit of knitting. I've done a couple of hats, and I did a scarf for my granddad, which I had to keep knitting on Christmas Eve to try and get that done. But yeah, my knitting is very tight, so it yeah, I don't know, I think I just make it hard work for myself basically. But yeah, that's another thing that I'm sort of doing in the background, or sort of, you know, ruining in the background, as it were. But yeah, that's my brief catch up. So new blouse on the way, new Stash Hub launch coming soon, and yeah, maybe more projects for my mum to come. So let me know if you're interested in seeing any of that. And thank you guys for being around. Thank you if you are a subscriber to my channel, and don't forget to drop me a like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And yeah, thanks for joining me for my brief little catch up, and hopefully speak to you guys soon. Bye.